I lectured at Oberlin College, and they were hissing and booing and carrying on.
They went crazy on you, didn't they?
They went crazy, yes. They had
started
a
safe
safe
spaces.
room, and I triggered them. And
For you.
I know. In the first 2 rows, there were young women with duct tape on their mouths.
What?
Duct tape. Red duct tape. It was. I didn't know what to say.
They duct taped their mouth?
And they stayed there for the whole lecture. I mean, how could you
The
even
first
breathe?
row?
2 rows.
That's kind of hot. Why did they do that?
I still don't know. I guess that I could only think of, there was a novel, and I don't know what it was. I still don't know. I didn't ask.
You didn't ask?
I never saw them. I mean, they were, then people rushed out. I triggered people, and they went to the safe room. I triggered about 30 people and a dog. There was a therapy dog. And they went to this safe room. I feel bad about the dog. I do.
Aww.
But this was at Oberlin College, and they were, and what was interesting is they had their safe room, but the college administration was looking at their Facebook postings and their antics and got worried about my safety. I had to have armed guards. I had 2 armed police women escort me around.
I love it how you police women, though.
Yeah.
Like how they went with police women. Why did they go with police women?
Oberlin, they had to be
perfectly correct.
If you get more correct than Oberlin College, I mean, you will vaporize. And, and I don't know what is the next step. I keep thinking, and I speak now as I grew up in California. I was there for, well, it was my sister's generation, a little older, that was the free speech movement in Berkeley. But it was all about liberation.
Yes.
Leave us alone. We did not want authority figures or deans or, assistant librarians on committees making rules. We did not want it. We rebelled. And there was this period when I was in college where we were just free. I don't think I ever met a dean, except it was something academic, but certainly not in my personal life. And we drove out the dorm advisors. There was no dorm advisor. We were there. Well, maybe they were there. We never saw them. They had no power. And now they want them there. And again, it's this going back. But anyway, I just want to finish about Oberlin. I told the Oberlin students, they were saying, but women are being cheated out of their salary. And I explained. And I said, right now, today, you can take a step to closing the wage gap. Don't major in, feminist dance therapy. Major in electrical engineering. And then
but feminist dance therapy is so necessary for our culture.
Well, they think it's an injustice. You should be, why can't I be a dance therapist? And, why shouldn't I be rewarded for that? And, people aren't paid for what their jobs are worth. Well, that's probably true. And I agreed with them that I don't feel I'm paid as a philosophy PhD. We are not well paid compared to other people with PhDs in computer science or electrical engineering or petroleum engineering. There's where the money is. And I said, I'm considered unfair as a philosopher because we should be valued. But, you realize there is something called the market. There are forces that determine what people will pay.
That's why socialism is so important.
For them,
Sommers.
Yes. Well, in socialism, the feminist dance therapists would get their due. They get paid as much as the electrical engineer.
How much would you get? Well, how much do you think it's worth for feminist dance therapy? Is that a real thing? Did you make something up?
I might have. I'm being fanciful, but there are crazy majors, and they waste their time. And I was once speaking at Bryn Mawr. Well, I was actually at Haverford, and the Bryn Mawr girls came. Is it still a women's college? And they, first of all, they were knitting. The whole time I was talking, they were knitting. And I didn't know what that meant, if it was and there turned to be a number of Wiccans in the audience. But they were on my side. They weren't against me. They seemed to, they weren't mad at me. So I didn't want but a young woman in the audience said, are you telling me, I am a gender studies major at Bryn Mawr. Are you telling me I've wasted 4 years? And I didn't know what to say, but then I just said, yes.
Oh.
And it was like, and the audience sort of laughed. But I'm just telling anyone who's even thinking of wasting 4 years studying gender theory, which has no basis in reality or in serious scholarship.